start shit if you ain't ready to get hit.
Or allow me to drop some knowledge.
You have to disagree. I saw that Sailor Moon outfit.
Good.
What's up? That's what's up. I know you need a. Did you have a good mania at least?
I actually did have a good mania. I needed that weekend. I got to reconnect with some people I haven't seen for a while. I really needed that. So yeah.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. Definitely. That's the best. One of the best parts of mania is how it brings us all together. You know,
Absolutely.
something that we all freaking love. Um, what's going on, my BMF army? You already know it's your favorite Jedi, BMF Goddess, here for WrestleMania 41 review with Jay and the Black Dragon, Maurice Jones. Thanks for being here, guys. You already know the vibes.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
We're gonna
Thank you.
skim,
It's an honor.
gonna skim through this real quick because first of all, I'm gonna start with the fact that as per usual, the fans have a lot of crap to talk about. So they weren't, satisfied with Mania, and it's fine, to each their own. What you like, you don't like. I did not like everything, but I
Mhm.
definitely, as overall, I was, I enjoyed it and I was happy. Um, I don't know why this thing keeps blurring, but
Yeah.
anyway, you can hear me. That's what's important.
Yeah.
But we like to see
Anyway,
you too.
I went on a little rant about that because I have been that fan that can be overly critical, and I'm working on that though because I don't want to be that fan. You really,
You're right as a fan.
it's like a fan that's just everything's negative and you have something bad to say about everything, and I'm not that person, so I don't want to be that. And I'm trying to look at things from a different, the storytelling and from a different, angle, so that I won't be that way anyway. So we're gonna start with night one. A lot of people said that night one was
Night one was better. Let's be real. Like night one was better. Just as a whole, I think night one was better.
heard some mix, like night two was better, but that the main event for night one was better.
Easily.
Oh, easily. I feel like night one, like if we're gonna go by the main event of the two nights, I think night one main event was way better, hands down, than
Yeah.
night two. Because it was just a lot. It was what it was supposed to be, a roller coaster ride, and it delivered. They they put
Absolutely.
it together and they delivered it. They executed it perfectly, and it's like I said, it was expected, but not the way how we were like all of us. I could say on Saturday at your house, we all went like, oh, okay, like something that WrestleMania hasn't done in a long time for us to be like, oh shit. I think the last time we had a shock like that is when Taker lost.
Yeah.
I think that's what it felt.
Fortunately for me, I saw this coming a mile away.
What are you talking about exactly?
For night one, I saw that
Okay.
coming a mile away, but it was the right
A
thing to
lot of
do.
people said. Some
They
people
they
said.
do little hints here and there. If you actually watch the Hall of Fame, you saw that Heyman was sitting next to Becky.
Next to
They do
Rollins and Brown.
and one of the walkouts, Rollins was walking. You saw Karrion Kross in the back, and if you pay attention to Karrion Kross, if he like interacts with you, you're turning. So they dropped a lot of like breadcrumbs, but also realistically, Roman and Paul, they've done it. There's nothing new to do. Paul and
Yeah.
Punk, as great as a combo they are, They've done it, and Punk don't really need a mouthpiece. Rollins, it was something
Right.
new, something fresh, and it just made sense. So,
Mhm.
That
but
confused
the way
me a
it's
little
done,
bit, though.
like, see,
That now that you say that, it did confuse me a little bit because I was like, but I don't feel like Rollins needs that either.
it gives him
It could
something
be.
to do. Right
It
now,
Yeah,
could be.
Rollins, again,
something.
in ring, untouchable. His entrance and everything, he's the perfect person of doing his own stuff. What's Rollins' story? He doesn't
But it
have like
doesn't.
a path. Now you give him
But
a
it
heat magnet.
doesn't.
He has something to do.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily. Paul Heyman has to be the mouthpiece for Rollins. I could look at it in a way as a typical like an advocate. Like
Yeah,
he's
Exactly.
gonna try to
Exactly.
squeeze Rollins into the heavyweight title picture in the long run because they're gonna give Jey Uso that moment still, but they're gonna put him in that thing. Like he's gonna sneak his way, like how he was in the Authority. Every time he's in the title picture or he's in the Money in the Bank, they kept pushing him there because the Authority has that figure. Now Paul Heyman has been showing that, like, no, Roman is my guy. He's gonna defend his title whenever he wants. Same goes with Lesnar. Now he's gonna do the same with Rollins. I'm gonna put him in the main event because he's gonna say that's where my money's coming in to push my guy into the main event. So
Works.
we're probably going
It
to see
works.
more of that
I'm
than him
excited.
being a mouthpiece.
Hmm.
okay. Thank you. That was, that was the clarity I needed.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're gonna go through this quick. We'll spend a little bit more time on each main event for both nights. Um, the opening match was Jey Uso.
Against Gunther.
Jey Uso's win over Gunther, and for me, I just had one word, and it was lackluster. This is the first match from Gunther that Gunther has had where I didn't feel like, oh my god, this fight is crazy. And like I've been saying to many people who are like, but Jey Uso, I love him, but he's not a great wrestler, and that's just the facts. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna let
And
you
style
Maurice.
isn't necessarily like gonna blow you out of water. But again, from the business angle, this is about money. If you look at his entrance, if you look how over he is, you
Yeah,
have no choice. Like it's from merchandise to just how for somebody to come from a tag division, never had any singles, just was tag, then got pushed into the main event, and look where he is.
yeah,
At the end of the day, money talks, and Jey Uso is money. He is
yeah.
money. Yeah, I get it.
He,
Style wise, not my favorite.
he's not.
I'm definitely more, technical back and forth. I like that technical mastery. That's not necessarily what you're gonna get, but he can put on a match. He can make stuff look good.
What?
Sometimes people don't have the best chemistry, but as far as
Right.
reasoning, yeah, it's great. Business
Well,
wise,
you gotta
right
look at
now.
it. You also gotta, yeah, like I agree 100%. Like you gotta look at it this way too. Like also, he is now officially the third tag team specialist, you could say,
Mm,
to technically main event. Like I don't consider that as the main event, but he headlined WrestleMania because he won the Rumble and he won the
mm,
title. And the only two other guys I can think of that did that as well is Brett and Sean. They were the Hart Foundation and the Rockers, but they built themselves up as a single competitor to mid card guys. And then sooner or later, they both started elevating to be main event guys. And look at them, and even both of them headlined WrestleMania 12, but people forget their history. They started as tag team, the Hart Foundation, and you got the Rockers. They were like, I bet you if we was in that time watching that live, we would have said, oh, those guys are just gonna be tag team guys forever. But then look, and it's the same with Jay. Jay broke that glass ceiling.
mm.
He motivated himself. And it's not because they wanted that. Bad luck happening. Jimmy got injured. He got to be out for a few. Jay took that as the opportunity to be the main guy. And then Roman started making him the
Yeah,
right
if Roman
hand man.
the way he
It,
was supposed to, he helped elevate that man. Now maybe it's because
Yeah,
family or whatever, but we've had other people
but
in that same spot, and they don't elevate
but
people like that. He
but it
would
was
Yeah.
not be main
organic. It was,
event for
but it
Roman.
was organic. The good thing is that it was organic. Like with Sean and Brett, we saw charisma. We saw like, yo, they can handle it on their own. They do it by the mic. They could do it in the ring. Jay was more like, oh, he's just the other twin. But then
Hmm.
like little by little, I'm like, oh, like once he won the IC title, I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing. They're gonna see how he does with that, and if he's ready for the main one. And
Yeah.
in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and you agree or disagree. Congrats to him. He deserves it. He got the money coming in. He's overbooked to the point like no fans is gonna hate him. He's already like he's over. But in my opinion, I don't think he's not ready for that world title. That's just me. Like I think like they should have gave him a little bit more time to build that IC title reign to see how he handles it as a single competitor. He had that title for like what, like almost like 3 weeks, and then he lost it again to Braun Breaker. That shows me you don't have faith in him because that means like you don't know. Like that's just me. That's just like how I'm point like seeing it. But like I said, WrestleMania, I don't look at it as just the Super Bowl of wrestling. I also look at it as a new era now. Like now, let's see what Jay's gonna bring, what he's
Yeah.
gonna elevate. Do I think Gunther dropped it too soon? Yes, I believe he should have been reigning that title more like a monster the way he did it with NXT, the way he did it with the IC title. They didn't give him that elevate because, like I said, it's none of the wrestlers' fault. It's just how they're booked. They're
Just
booked in a way like they
Yeah.
should have. I feel like to me, Gunther should have retained it. I wouldn't be mad for Jay to win, but I wouldn't be mad if Gunther retained it because then it shows that who could
either way,
stop this guy. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, but congrats to Jay. We got to give where credit's due.
Definitely.
Mhm.
It's just time.
Even though I'm the better Jay, but it's all right. Let's not argue there. I'm joking.
Hey, this one's gonna be real quick. I just need a yay or nay. The New Day, they win the tag team belts back.
Nay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
say yay for them.
yay.
I,
They have a story.
I am curious where you guys are feeling about their whole heel turn and stuff.
I like the heel turn. The heel turn was great.
Good stuff. And I feel like they went overseas and like they paused everything. I felt like this WrestleMania was not built properly. I feel like a lot of stuff had a good turn, and then they saw the ticket sales for that overseas tour, and they said, "Oh, we're good. We don't have to advance storylines. We don't got to do nothing." Because like it
Not
had a hot
even that.
start,
But
everything
yesterday,
paused. Where's the Rock been? Where's like
but
this build up for this? The build up for that? Like
let's be
the
real though.
build
This
It's like
Wrestle,
what was the whole storyline for? I don't know.
things had a start, and then they were
but
like,
I feel like let's be
"We're
real
gonna have to
though.
do."
I'm
Let's.
excited for tonight because I'm like, are they gonna
Yeah, they
finish
need to do
this?
something. They need to do something.
I feel like the way how the New Day like I like Kofi how
Mhm.
he's running that as a heel. It's so real. Like you can see his expression. How he's like, you guys turn your back on me. He hasn't even voted to say, let me get my rematch for the WWE title at the Lesnar. Like he shows that frustration. Something that Cena should take notes a little bit. I'm just saying, just saying. That's just me. That's just me. Make it
Yo,
believable,
well,
but they're doing good
that
though.
you know why? Because that shit is really built up in coffee. Cena's
Oh,
shit is just
yeah,
is
that's real. That's what it comes to.
that's
The
real.
best.
Because that really happened to him. And hey, it was coffee mania for a minute, but
And
it
then
Then
what
it just
happened?
died out. It just died
championship
out.
material.
It wasn't very popular, but Daniel Bryan once in a promo said, fans are fickle. And it is so true. Just the way I still hear them starting to boo Bianca Belair. Y'all are stupid and you're all fickle. But it happens. It's part of this business.
Well, there's something that can I just say this at one point? I know we're gonna try to rush this thing, but there's something that Chris said. When was it? Yesterday or Saturday when we were talking? It was something he said that it got in my head in a little bit in a way like he made me go like this with my puzzles. Like I had the puzzles there, but then he made me look at the next level like, oh shit, there's more I gotta add on. Because he said something that it does make a lot of sense business standpoint. It is true. To me, I feel like there were certain things that certain like for instance, now look at the whole Judgment Day. I I'm getting bored of that shit.
Yeah.
I'm getting bored of the storyline of certain the bloodlines. So it made sense what he said. He was like, I get it. There are fans that just want to fucking just never be satisfied. That's 100%. That's always gonna be. But there are fans that were like, okay, this has been going on for too long. Change it up now. Let's get something different. You know, and that was something he said, and
Let
it's
me
true. Like,
You don't get to that level without being talented. If you don't
mhm,
think that Jay can do a bunch of other stuff, like come on, you gotta think how long he been in this business. There's a bunch of stuff we can do. 75% of this is booking,
That's
it's
the point.
storyline, his thing. So
mhm,
sometimes let them go, let them rip, let them run. There's so many things that they can do. You just gotta give them the chance.
exactly. Yeah,
So
I agree,
Oh,
100%.
like you said about having, uh, like a vibe in the ring together.
chemistry.
I don't feel like that was a great opponent for him. I felt like somebody else would have matched up with him better, and it would have been, you would have got a pop. Like, you know what I mean? I don't feel like him and Gunther meshed well.
Chemistry, yeah.
Only
Sometimes
there's only
oh,
one person in this industry that I feel like from the past that can match well with anybody, and let's just be honest, it's the Undertaker. He matches well with the small guys. He
you
That's
know
can
that
match well with the big guys. He
I don't care how talented you are. You have to like, unless the only person I'll say is Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels can wrestle anybody.
But
Even
the thing is that
Undertaker.
Sean, but
Undertaker couldn't
yeah,
wrestle
but here's
Giant
the
Gonzalez.
thing. But here's the thing though. With Sean, you expect it. Sean, you expect that he's gonna do well with anyone. He's just that's who he is. He's so smooth. He's born to do that. But
yeah.
Taker, you look at he's a 7 foot guy. He's built as a monster, but can fucking wrestle like a cruiserweight, which is not everyone can do. So like that's what I'm saying. Like he could have a bunch of chemistry. Like to me, my favorite big man match that he ever had is with Diesel. Those two were doing shit that I'm like, holy fuck. But then when you see him with Brett, then you see him with Sean, and even in the long run, what he did with Batista, what he did with Triple H, like he knew how to work. And with AJ, I wish it was in the ring. But with the pandemic and all, but I know those two would have fucking hit it a home run if they had that in the ring. Like,
You
without
just
a doubt.
that are generational talent. One of my favorite wrestlers is Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle will wrestle anybody. Kurt Angle will wrestle nobody, and still
He
whatever
made
he
he
can
made
do.
he made Mark Henry look like $1 million. He made
Exactly.
Mark Henry look like $1 million. That was a great match those
Some
two had.
have talent like that, but again, it all depends. There's sometimes chemistry is needed. There's some people who
Hmm.
wrestle a plastic bag. At the end of the day, you have a job to do. You go out there, you try to do your best every time. Sometimes matchups work, sometimes they don't. You do your best. It's not like it was a bad performance. It just wasn't our style. It wasn't.
Hmm.
You see Gunther, you have an expectation, and then you see all the types of matches he was having, and this one had to be a little different. And I see the story they're trying to tell, and it just didn't showcase, Gunther as the monster that we're used to seeing. I
Okay.
Exactly.
That's
added a little bit more
what I
Gunther
mean.
monsterizing him, and then
Yeah.
him the not giving up thing, and then slowly build. They were trying to build the like you did this in the storyline, so now I'm ready. Y'all doubted me, and I get I get where they're trying to go. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's cool. I'll take it. Wasn't my
We're
favorite,
just
but it wasn't bad.
we're just here for the long ride. Let's just put it
Yeah,
that way.
definitely could have been worse. Could have been Charlotte and Tiffy. So I'll take it.
All right. Jade
We're
versus.
almost there.
I think Jade versus Naomi was good for what it was. Jade did her thing. She was looking great. I loved her gear. Oh my god.
I love their
Um.
hair.
I think she looked very nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's all.
She got her highlight. She's very reminds me of the warrior Xena. Remember Xena?
Yeah, yes, Ian
Yeah.
Warrior.
And she took the win. Kudos to her. She deserved that win. I mean, so
The
far we're predictable. it was, we knew what was gonna happen.
You know that I am not a fan of her in the ring yet. I think she needs
Well, she needs a lot more work.
a
Yeah.
lot more work. There's just certain things that come natural that aren't natural yet, that just comes with repetition. I think she's very marketable. I think she's gorgeous. I think she has a lot of potential. It's just when you in there with people that can work, sometimes it showcases your weaknesses. And I saw a lot of her weaknesses in there. And
Mhm.
it's fine. You're coming from a different style. You haven't been wrestling for that long, but it's just like for where they are like presenting her package wise, her in ring ability is not there yet. And I hope it gets there
Well,
soon because once it does, the sky's the limit. Because like aesthetically, like she looks like an action figure. Like, oh my
Because
God, what she could do.
Chris was saying that too. That's why I like you guys with your wrestlers' perspective because
Mhm.
much more.
mhm.
Um, yeah, he
And
was saying how she was gone because they had to send her ass back to the
I wouldn't be surprised, and she still.
training center, and then
I would make
she
her
needs
a
to
special.
go.
I would have her on there every week because it's gonna expose her weaknesses. I would have her go in, do her run-ins, do her whatever, whatever, and just keep training her, keep drilling her, get her in.
Listen, she's not.
Yeah,
There's no problem. She's a SmackDown person, so she could go every Monday,
Yeah,
every Wednesday
there,
to
make
to
her.
to to test the water out a little bit because like the thing is that she's also a powerhouse, so she has to learn how to be more fluent with the powerhouse. Like for instance, like Rhea, Bianca, and Raquel, they're powerhouse women, but they could smoothly transition to a technical wrestlers as well. Like they know how to swim
Mm,
beautiful. Her, she's just flapping, but it swims, but it flapping again. Like she's not being smooth in the water.
huh?
But I see potential. I see that she could
That's what
like
she to
if
learn
they're
the.
preparing her to be so smooth just so she could finally have that dream match with Bianca.
Yeah,
I'm all in, but
that's
let
gonna
her
be.
work on it more. Let her work on it more.
But it'll get there. And Bianca
Yeah.
will make it look like $1 million too. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, because Naomi did her job. Naomi's amazing.
I know she's well. They said it, but I know that she's excited, to do something different.
Of course.
And kind of back there, dusty
Hmm.
all the time, and Vince wasn't doing shit with her, so
No, it was nice to see her get the option to do something different, and you see her running with and taking it, and that's always good to see.
Not even that. We're seeing now women being in the WrestleMania card without any of the title picture. That was like a rival that you barely see at a WrestleMania card. Because if you look at WrestleMania, all the women matches were either a tag team match or both of the women's title. You never
Right.
had another extended women match just because they're rivals. You wait till Raw or something. No, they put them in just to show that respect that listen, the women division is going up. Let's put them in the card as well. That's
Hmm.
what it was, and they delivered it. They didn't disappoint. Like you said, Jade needs a little bit more work, but
But
they
they did.
deliver it. They had a pop. I hate to say it, but their match was a lot more fluent than the fucking Charlotte and Tiffany.
Easily.
Which
yeah.
so
Yeah.
I
LA
love me some
Knight
Tiffy time though.
spot two.
So I really enjoyed that because they
Came
are
out
letting
the
Jacob the monster
Maserati.
he's supposed to be, and LA Knight did his thing. Like,
For night one, let me just say this: night one, besides the main event, if I had to choose, if the main event is not in the picture, that had to be the match of the night for night one to hype it up because no one carried no one.
no,
They both knew what they had to do, and it
they
was magic.
and they
That
did.
was a magic
Yeah,
match. I didn't even think I looked at my phone for a minute when I was watching that match because
kept you.
that was just like, oh, okay,
That was
And
that
oh.
that
when he
went
went for the
really.
moonsault and he caught it, like the accuracy and the timing to do. People don't understand how hard that is to do. Like if you're half a second off, it looks sloppy, looks terrible. To get the hang time, to make it set it up and not look like this is what you're doing? Because how many
Not
times you
even.
see 'em and they're just standing there and they're just waiting.
Yeah.
See it coming and it hits in
And
beautiful.
not even that. And Jacob sold it. And Jacob sold it perfectly. Like he didn't have to show that oh, this is not gonna defeat me. No, it's more like he caught me off guard. I'm knocked down. Holy shit, what's gonna happen now? Like it gave us that suspense. Like, oh, did LA finally beat the monstrous Jacob? No.
No,
He's just showing that he can handle him, but
no.
he needs a little bit more of
If
a weapon.
stays healthy and just stays humble, which I know he will because it's
Yeah.
family, guys, he's going to be a star. Look at how much like he's garnering. Look at how much star power. Like
He's already
everything
doing.
he
He's
does.
already
He was
great.
old before he was speaking. Like it's
Not
like
even. He was the glue that the new bloodline needed because Jacob brings that aura.
Yeah.
Like I'm
He
not
has
saying he
that.
brings the
He has that.
yeah.
It factor.
got it.
He doesn't bring
that
you know
it
what he brings how I'm gonna be honest, how Rikishi should have been pushed when he started. Like he brought that aura, like, all right, we know who this guy is, we know he can move, we know he can wrestle, but what else can he do?
mhm.
Jacob is putting check
Jacob
box
is
each column, saying, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, 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 and he's not disappointing at all. So, in my opinion, he deserves that win. He
Yeah,
deserves that win.
so
He
it was
needed that win.
It's like Jay said. If you don't make me feel like I gotta look at my phone or get
Mhm.
distracted, like when it's a wrestler that they come out and I'm like, oh, hold on, I gotta see this. I
Yeah.
love that feeling. I love that feeling.
hmm
That's
Gauges is
you
I
got
still
it.
like to watch wrestling with casual fans because there's stuff that I'm gonna pick up and I'm gonna know just from being in the business or exposed a little bit. But I like seeing somebody who, just watching it and just to see, and it's just like you can't take your eyes off of Jacob. He's a monster, but he's agile, but he can sell, but just like marketable. Like the sky's the limit. Can you imagine him in 5 more years? Like,
Yeah.
No,
bro.
not just 5 more years. I literally, and I said this on Saturday. I
I'm
see him
sorry,
as a
but
champ soon.
he came through a little harder than Solo did, and I fuck with Solo, but
I,
No, but yeah,
he really
no.
said,
And then they let Jacob talk, and it's like, oh damn, and
That
like, oh,
no,
it
I see
works.
it.
He's just being him with a microphone, just
I
being
see
him,
him.
just louder, and it just works.
I see Jacob, in all honesty, being a WWE or world champion way before Solo, by any chance.
Yeah,
I already see it, but I would love to see what they're gonna do with that because you can see the tease. That feud is finally coming. That Solo and Jacob is finally gonna
yeah,
happen.
time for the rest of the bloodline to disperse. I'm
Yeah, we
just
need
wondering
to.
what everybody's gonna be doing.
and that's what it's about.
Yep.
Also, side note, it is so refreshing, especially on commentary and promos, that they let them take the handcuffs off a little bit. Hearing Seth Rollins say Mox on camera is nice. Hearing them refer to Lucha Underground or other places that 10 years
Right.
ago
They
never
could
happened.
5 years ago.
Little thing, right? Those little things just add a little bit to it. We know where these people are from. We're not brand new. We're not dumb. Give it to like all those big. It just
Yeah.
does my heart good. Sometimes I'm still like, oh wait, what? Oh, okay, right, cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Like it pops me. I'll take it. I like it.
Very well.
Yeah.
Definitely congrats to Jacob from all of us.
Mhm.
After
Mm-hmm.
that,
100%.
we had I put Shorty Gable, but Americano
Put some
versus
respect on the name El Grande Americano, the Lucha Libre legend from the Gulf of America came in there and did his thing. I love it. It's so dumb. I love it. I love
good.
it. There is a place for
Great.
comedy.
I'm
And did
gonna
you
be
see the double?
honest.
Only thing is his wardrobe malfunction. I wasn't feeling that.
I'm
Like
gonna be honest. What
those
made that match?
who One Piece. It was a little bit too. I seen his
For
ass
me,
cheek. I was like, "Damn, son, what are you doing?"
I'm gonna be honest with that match. The only one that made that match special, and no, it's not Ray Phoenix, is the commentary. How Wade Barrett and Pat McAfee, Michael Cole, just kept going at it. And that made me watch the match because what I was hearing from them, that's what I got another thing. Like Saturday, I think all of us, let's be honest, just gotta stop fucking laughing. Because that
Yeah.
just kept going at it, saying, that's Gable, you moron! Like all that stuff is like,
I love it. But it does make me sad that they didn't make him Kurt Angle's son because he is such a baby Kurt Angle, even from the
yo,
ability.
Yo,
Like he is
that
baby
guy.
Kurt Angle.
It was like, what were they thinking? Because the other dude, what's his name again? I forgot.
Jason Jordan.
Yeah,
I think it's because
it's
after
like
meeting
what?
him, Kurt liked the dark meat, so I think that was just an internal rib because I can tell you from Kurt like Kurt has a preference, so I think that's what that was to try to like
No,
swerve and
if you look at Chad Gable, he looks just like Kurt. Like shave his
even a
head
little
off, identical.
He's
small,
like,
but still can like
yeah,
match up. But he's talented, and now when you think of him doing this, and now that they just bought AAA, like the sky's the limit. That gives them more stuff to do and more stuff to play with, and that's just gonna be fun. And also, Phoenix is nasty. Like, oh my god! And now you got Penta, you got Phoenix. But you know who I don't really feel bad for? Who I was laughing at? Alberto Del Rio. Where is he gonna work now?
oh shit, nowhere. We don't need that kind of energy.
He'll go to AEW if they choose.
He heard that announcement. He's like, "Damn, I can't work nowhere."
He'll go to AEW
I
because
think
guess
they're
what? Paige is out of her contract. Solange's out of her
man.
contract, so she's not in AEW no more. So now he could probably finally go over there.
He's somewhere sweating right now. Like, like
All right, guys.
What
Charlotte,
else?
Charlotte, the real man, as I like to call her, versus Tiffy. Tiffy retains. Um, I feel like I don't know if Charlotte was
Give me a sec, guys.
on her Charlotte shit when she was salty, knowing that she was gonna lose, but she was not Charlotte. She didn't perform like Charlotte. Her performance wasn't up to par. It just you could feel it.
I don't know what was going on that match, but it wasn't working and it ran long. And there's nothing worse than a match that's not working and you'll just keep going. It just I don't know if she feels like Tiffy is like coming to like usurp her throne, like in real life, like
Right,
or
because
whatever.
we know how she is.
Yeah,
Really.
of course.
I mean, how she is
All
backstage.
right. If you guys
But yeah,
remember, she's the female John Cena. She wants everything the way she wants to, or be pushed the way she needs to be pushed.
well,
And
you see,
Charlotte's having a hard time letting that go too. I think.
and I feel you. I understand. Trust me,
So much
some of our
good
greats
new
have done some
talent
dirt.
that she can't
You
always
can't
stay up
know.
there. Period.
Yeah, and
But and then honestly, you can't blame Tiffany at all. You can't blame her. She was doing what she can,
she did what
but
she
Yeah,
she
no.
did.
Tiffany did.
that was all
Hey,
Charlotte.
he was still a good sport about it, you know?
Did what she did to do
Well,
what she need to do. She won the match with bruises and chip tooth, and
well,
she went to the ringer. She got a match. We
let's
got the. Is what it is.
at least we can
I'm
say
good.
she didn't chip a tooth. It was just bloodstain. So
That's crazy. I saw the memes. Um, See, the thing is, I'm a big Charlotte fan. She's that bitch. You can't deny all her accolades and
Mm-hmm.
everything she's done, especially somebody who never wanted to be in the business. She went into the business because of her brother.
Yeah.
She has nothing to prove. But
No,
that part of her being a bad sport, how she tends to be, I don't like so much because I feel like, you be a good sport. You put that person up. You as the veteran should be making them look good, right? Mm,
I
that's
agree.
one is the right thing to do.
yeah.
There's another side to the business, and sometimes you got to protect your spot. And it's not fun. It's not necessarily right, but it works. You don't get to those levels if you look at some of the people who are labeled hard to work with or assholes,
Yeah.
but are talented. Look how many of them are in the Hall of Fame.
That's true.
Let's be real. Sean
I
wasn't
don't
easy
I don't
with.
hate her for it. I don't
No,
want to see I don't want to feel that in the ring, I don't want to feel it
That's
while
true.
I want you to still come out and do your best shit.
I hear
All right.
you.
Congrats to
Preach.
Tiffy. Love her, by the way. I'm
It's
a fan.
Tiffy time.
She can sit on my face. Anyway, so the main event.
I go first.
The
I go first. Hold on. She caught my ass since NXT, so
I think what did with Kaiser J. I don't think he
yeah.
wants to.
I fucked that German ass up, man. Kiss my ass.
Sleep on him. I Kaiser nice.
I'll put him in an iron bar.
a lot of people seen this coming with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
I knew something was coming, but I can't say that I foretold exactly what happened though.
Let's just put one thing though. They
I
are
enjoyed it fully.
phenomenal. Look
Great.
great. The three showed why they're megastars for a reason. They
Yeah.
needed that spot. Like I said, no offense to Jay, but that had to be the night, the closing night. Roman, Rollins, and Punk. And I was saying this a couple months ago to my cousin when we were watching the Rumble. That story is not just because Punk came back. That's just coming from 2012 to now. The Shield was meant to be created for Punk. Paul Heyman's been behind it with Punk the whole time with Triple H. So it all comes in full circles to see that those three are in the main event, and they were trying to not just take each other out, but they were trying to prove who's really the number one general in the company. And they delivered it. Not one looked weak, not one looked too strong. They all showed, hey, I'm here. It's going to take a lot to take me out. Let's see
It was
what you got.
well, everybody got to showcase their thing. It wasn't overproduced. There wasn't too many finisher. I just felt because we all know part of the reason Punk came back is because he wanted that Mania main event. He wanted that Mania main event for so long. And it wasn't about the wins loss. It was just being in that spot that he felt like he deserved. And to see Paul Heyman say years ago, you're going to get that spot. I'm going to be there for you.
Yeah, that
And
was nice.
actually materialize like that emotion, like you can't not feel that. And the intro and seeing him from then to now, that was money. But also to show that they're big enough stars that they didn't need a title on the line because they're big enough. The story carried itself. And when that bell rings, they can get in there and go and show why they are who they are. And all of them represented. They did well. That is how a main event should go.
Should look
Here.
like.
And it was ongoing action, and
Listen,
we didn't look away from the screen. And
and
each
after that,
highlight, I loved it.
and after that match,
Person
let's
one.
be honest. After that match,
The right.
and after that match, let's not deny it. Let's be real. Before he retires, Punk needs that one Mania with the title. Let's reward him. After that, reward him. Just reward him that one time.
We'll see. I mean, he
You
got
know?
this, and I felt like
Those we'll see.
there are many people that I lose respect for that I gain back, but I did gain respect for him
Absolutely.
because he had to deal with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Wow.
at least AEW brought him that love of wrestling again. That
The
was the
mindset
thing.
that he had before he left didn't work. And then he first came back and was very injury prone. But once he came back and you see like there was just a change, there was just a switch. Like
Yeah.
he was about the business instead of about Punk. He also gave my respect back because there was a period of time I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm tired. I'm tired of this guy. Like you
If you
believe
look
in
at,
too much. I'm over it.
That's
But you
exactly.
but if
started
you look at that, if you look at that interview that Triple H said with Stephanie McMahon,
Mhm.
he's like, Punk, if you're the same guy from 10 years ago, this can't work. I'm not
working.
the same guy 10 years ago. We got to evolve. We got to grow up. And just had to clarify that Triple H admit that he wasn't in the right stand of mind of business with certain people 10 years ago. That just shows Punk probably looked at it in a way like, all right, he admit that he was wrong. I was wrong. Let's grow up. Let's
Let's
make
go.
some money. Let's fucking go.
And
And that's what happened.
also working with these children over here that don't know what the hell they're doing. That helps. Sometimes you got to go and deal with a messed up situation to realize, hey, the grass isn't green on the other side. Maybe I had something good at home.
I wonder if Tony Khan has a gun in his house. I was just saying, you never know. 'Cause he has to be depressed right now. I'm just gonna say it. I don't care.
He's a corn. Anyway, night two. Night two. We opened up with Rhea versus Bianca.
Ah,
And
Versus
Io
you
Sky
need
took
me.
the
of this
You need me some. I need some EO. I need me some EO.
this match. I love the story of the match. I love the pacing of this match. They went out there and they showed why they are the top of this industry. Like, oh my god, that's what I'm talking. This is what women's wrestling should be. I think this is going to be, if somebody doesn't know about women wrestling, this is the type of match I would show them because it showcased everything. You had intermediate beef, but then you had the champion like, yo, I'm champion. Don't sleep on me. What are y'all doing? And they kept sleeping on her. And then she showed you why you
No,
don't sleep on her. And it's
and
money.
she needed that win, man.
Yeah,
Especially like she.
we're so focused on each other.
Mm-hmm. Again, great story. Great
No,
story. The build up
look
to
at
it wasn't necessarily a fan,
Yeah.
but I knew the match was going to be worth it.
oh, it's
It
phenomenal.
was. That could have honestly that could have main evented night one. I think the match that did was supposed to, but the quality and caliber that could have been a WrestleMania main event easily.
Amen.
That was fun. I
It
think that
was
was
definitely a better opener than night one. That opener had me thirsty for what else was coming.
I would have not. I would have been pissed if I had to follow that. Because like you're not, and it didn't. But like
Who
money,
did follow that?
Congrats,
exactly
Io.
the street fight.
Now, I was just gonna say what it was followed by definitely stood up to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect any less. I love the Drew versus Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic match. Watching them is poetic to me. They have great in-ring chemistry.
They have great chemistry. That's an example of good chemistry. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Damien did a lot. You can tell Damien in his heart. You can tell he did a lot for Drew in that match. So he's like, "Yo, I want you to look great. I don't want you to look good. I want you to look great." And he did. He made Drew.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. My fault. Please.
He was like he made it look like Drew is this guy. Like like you could tell it was going back and forth, but Drew dominated most of the match too. Like he showed that heel, the selfie posting in on fucking X, hilarious. Like he made it look like this Drew doesn't belong in this match. Like Damian Priest showed Drew belongs in the main event. Like he belongs in the title picture. He doesn't belong in the ring. Like that's what it looked like. Like you could tell Damian had that you're my bro backstage. We're rivals in the ring.
Paid you
But you're
back,
my
yeah.
bro. But I got your back. Let's show people what you earn right now.
They were
basically.
calling Drew off a little bit. They were making him look a kind of doofy with some of the decisions booking wise, and I think he
Yeah.
needed to remind Drew's a problem. Like put some respect on his name.
Hmm.
This is a champion.
Hmm.
He won. Nobody was there, unfortunately, but like he was doing his thing, and he is at a higher level. And sometimes you got to do that for your people. And I definitely felt like he was trying to make Drew look good, and the match came
Yeah.
out good. Sometimes when you put
Yeah.
others,
I was looking a little bit of the highlights of that match earlier today just to prepare myself a little bit for the talk. And you can see it in Damien's expression. Like, yeah, fuck
Mhm,
me up this way. Yeah, beat me up. Put me through this. Like you
mhm.
can see that his expression. And like I said, I learned seeing that by hanging out with you guys. I learned to see the emotions like all the other wrestlers go through. I'm not looking at it as a casual fan at one point, but being around you guys and you point out certain perspective, especially being around Chris. Being around Chris is like being with a poetic guy that he's basically showing me the poem of all these matches.
What him and Maurice have in common is that they understand the psychology
Yeah.
and storytelling.
So
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 it's
because of being around you guys, I end up adapting that mindset. Like I'm looking at the match and I'm like, yo, Damien's making this guy look amazing by just selling the way he's selling, the way he's showing that Drew is a problem.
you do has a purpose, has a method. If you get 30 seconds, but you have the right mindset, you can make it work. Which one of the reasons I like Paul Heyman, because when the camera's on him, there's no wasted moment. If you give him 30 seconds, he's going to make it count.
Absolutely. His
And
facial
that's what you're
expressions
supposed
do
to.
everything for him.
Every little thing from Bret Hart selling a finger, like he will sell a finger for 40 minutes, and by the end of the time, you're like, this finger working? Like, and that's what it's about. That's wrestling. They don't
Yeah.
remember the moves. They remember how you made them feel. And if more people understood that, they could do less and get paid more. And that's the best thing. But I mean, I sound like an old wrestler on the hill. I sound like one of the guys.
No, it's so true. Like even Taker preaches it every day. Taker said it. You can have all the flips, you can have all the great, incredible athletic moves, but if you tell that story, it draws that fan to be like, yo, this is a masterpiece. It's like you finally seeing William Shakespeare giving you the play by play what he's visioning. That's what it looks. And Damien and Drew delivered that yesterday. They show poem. They didn't show me just a regular music theme. They showed me poetry. Even though it was a hard, like even though it was a street fight, you see it like how they melodied that whole flow. I'm like, wow,
Well,
that
one
was
quick
good.
where that really hit for me in my personal life, I was having a match with a guy named Nutrius X. Nutrius X, nice. And I remember in the match, he hit me with a 450 like early on. And it was cool, right? And I hit him with just a back club, but I took my time, I aimed it, and I got a pop. And I was sitting there in the middle ring, like, did I just get a pop of a back club? Whatever. And backstage, he was like, how did you do that? Like, what? He's like, I'm hitting you with a drop gauge, you with a 450, and you hit me with a back club. They like, you got a this is awesome with a back club? And I'm just like, listen, I just took my time. I put it at the right part of the match, and I made them feel it, and it worked. It got over. It's about the emotion. It's about time. It's about effort. And I got a pop of a back club. You couldn't tell me nothing that day. That was a good time. All
Yeah.
right, let's go. We'll get to the next match.
Oh, that's what's up. All right. One of my favorite matches of the night was Dominic versus Finn Balor, Pensa, and Braun Baker. Dom was a fan favorite. This is the first time I've heard him get cheered
Yeah,
in a long time.
yeah. I
I was
respect
like,
that.
it's
That
happening.
was,
It's unfolding right in front of us.
yeah,
His face
It
turn.
was.
a face turn from Dom. Who would have?
But you know, it's like a typical type of superstar that WWE has this habit of. Like Dom was supposed to be technically the next Mysterio babyface when he came into the scene. Like he's the guy that's gonna stop all these villains that are fucking with his dad or messing with his family. it didn't work. It looked too forced. Like
Yeah.
how Roman looked too forced when he was out of the Shield. Certain career timeline of Cena, it was a little too forced. Like they were just shoving it to us to say like this is our guy. This is what we want to do with him. Don was almost in that similar pattern. Like
Mhm.
he was getting forced. But then like you know what? Since they're booing him so badly, worse than anybody else,
And
let's
he was
just
the
make
top
him a heel.
heel. He was the top heel of the company. Absolutely.
Yeah. And let's make him a heel and let's see where it goes. Now, think about it. Him as a heel, he shows that little charisma that Eddie had with China and all the other women in the so-called diva division in the WWF at time.
Definitely did.
He's
Yep.
doing that right now with Rhea. He did it with now he's doing it with Liv. Now, if he starts saying Mamacita, I will laugh and I will like it. I will be like, all right, bro, do it.
Mhm.
Let's see
Yeah.
how much of a pop you can get with that, you know?
He did
But
everything else.
he
Yeah.
I wasn't mad about the result, but
Mhm.
it was more like like to me, like I said, it was the same with Jey Uso. Is he ready for that belt yet? Like, you know, I don't know. Like he's been he hasn't been in a title picture like that much of a push in a long time. I would have been I wouldn't be mad if Penta won, but it's the same thing with him. I think it would have been too soon for him to
So
finally get that title.
could have done it.
So
There's
I
done it.
wouldn't I wouldn't mind Braun retaining it. Like that was my pick. I was saying it that yesterday. I was like, oh, I would love to see Braun retain it because I think he might retain it since they're trying to be unpredictable. But something
I
Chris said.
wanted to be Dom or Ben.
Mhm.
I was okay with it.
Yeah, because
Like,
it gives them something to do. Braun, look at how high showcase stuff he's doing, and it has nothing to do with the title, right? When he
yeah,
killed Speed, that got clicks and views everywhere, had nothing to do with the title. When he did probably one of the best spears I've seen on Carlito coming down that ramp, had
that
nothing
was
to do
great.
with the title. Him jumping like he's a freak athlete and can do so many things, he's gonna be fine. He
I
don't.
just love that. I love that authentic pop he got at the Rumble when he finally was face to face to Roman,
Mhm.
and they show like this is our guy. Hopefully to be in
Yeah.
his level soon. Like he's already showing that tease that. And listen, I'm gonna be honest. I would love to see him and Jacob. I want to see that one day.
That's the money. They already teased that.
That's
That's where the
that's
money is.
that's that's
Absolutely.
like I don't want to be like the Rock, but you see, like just me talking about it, it's just already like I could I could feel it.
You are. But like also I watched Stand and Deliver. I don't know if y'all saw it. If you didn't, please watch it because there's about at least 2 or 3 matches on there that were like WrestleMania quality matches. But they got people coming up. This business is in good hands. Like it is
Oh,
crazy. Like it is crazy. They're
it's
finally, it took a while, but they're finally building stars. There was a part like a few years ago where you're just like, it's 1 or 2 people and
Yeah.
that's it. Now you could really feel like this person could be the future of the company. This person could be the future of the company. And that's the way it should be because if somebody falls down, it doesn't kill the damn business. Now you got options, you got opportunities. You're gonna have such a mix of different styles. Now you're gonna have incorporate the lucha libre, which we love that because that gives people more stuff to do when you get different mixings of styles. Can you imagine Gunther with somebody from AAA? That's gonna be a spectacle. That's going to be a spectacle. Like it gives people stuff to do and
Oh,
it gives matchups so it's different. Now you can have a triple threat with somebody who's a powerhouse, somebody who's technical, somebody who's a high flyer, and now it's going to be entertaining. It's not going to be the same cookie cutter standard. This is how it goes. We go here, then the universal, then this, then finish to you, kick out, finisher to you, kick. That gets old, antiquated. We get bored. We like stuff new, we like stuff different, and it's going to give that opportunity to do it. And it's going to be fun. I'm excited for the future of this company.
you know, as a hardcore fan,
Hmm.
there was a long amount of like I haven't felt like, oh, I gotta see what's gonna happen on Raw, SmackDown in years, like a long time.
And now there's an excitement. Yeah.
Feel that again is everything.
hmm And what match was
Agree,
next?
100%.
Huh? The
I think
next
it
one?
was the Logan Paul and AJ.
No, not yet. The next one was Randy Orton and Joe Hendry
Oh, that was cool for what it was. I still think like
squash
they
match.
sound TNA a little bit because like for a champion to be beat that quick, but it is what it is. Joe Hendry got showcased on WrestleMania.
Well,
Randy Orton, he can't even be mad.
Can't be mad. Is what
no,
You gotta be
and you gotta respect something I pointed out that Chris was like, oh yeah, you're right, Jay. Was Randy brought back his original color that he debuted it.
yeah, I saw that.
That you gotta give him that. Like, listen, this is my 20 WrestleMania, but let's bring some throwback into it. And it was nice for him to do that, and it made me feel like I was 12 years old again,
And so
watching him debut and fucking did what he did.
it's away from Raw, and I know everybody wants to see it. So let's keep moving.
I was gone.
right. So then we did have the Logan match with AJ Styles. I was not happy because I'm a AJ fan. Uh, Logan, I can't say anything bad about him in ring, and of course, he has a following, so he's popular. But I'm not a fan of him.
So trust
And
me, guys.
I think man, AJ should have got done like that, but it is what it is.
Telling a story. You're gonna get heel AJ. He's gonna do it. They're trying to do it with Karrion Kross. I hear you. I felt the same way, but I'm looking and I'm listening to what Kross is saying, and he did a promo talking about it. There's a path going forward. They're gonna take care of AJ. It's coming. I know. I know. Is that how you feel? I'd say
Okay.
give a couple months. It's gonna be worth it. As long as they
I
let
think so too.
rock, which I think they are, you're going to get the heel AJ that we need, and he's going to start doing his thing. Just hold on. Just hold on. I feel you. Hold
All
on.
right.
It's worth it.
I respect that.
Mhm.
So, the man came back.
Mhm.
Woo!
Becky joined Valkyrie for against Liv and
Raquel.
Roxanne.
Maya Valkyrie's a double champion.
I mean,
Okay.
I already knew they were gonna drop the belt. It was time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not so keen on them as a tag team anyway.
Yeah.
It's a great match. Becky, she's the man. She did her thing. Everybody was happy that she's back. The match was good.
And
I
this season
do
alone.
like Valkyria. I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
I was loving her look too. It was really
Yeah.
cool. Well, you okay? So I'm gonna just say the main event. I'm gonna just say the main event.
I did like John Cena's entrance. I think the entrance was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I get what they are going for.
Mhm.
My problem is the booking, and I'm so tired of this damn Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm waiting for the fucking Rock or something to happen. And when he came out, I was like, "Where the fuck is the Rock?"
I don't.
At least he got his receipt.
Again,
But
the money. He's good money wise with the
Really?
travel thing. He's a popular artist. He's
I
just
get,
another supermarket, that
I get.
hey,
That wasn't even no really receipt. You
I
gave
know,
me,
I was joking.
and you popped my eardrum. You should have laid out sleep on that floor.
Look, I look at it this way. Now that I got to pay attention to that match again, I look at it this way. John Cena is doing exactly what he said he was doing in his
He
promo.
did
He's
what he
gonna
said.
kill wrestling. He's gonna show people why. Like, he's giving them that heat, but then like we're also understanding that he said this, like he's trying to kill wrestling. It's all about
And then John,
the entertain. He's focused more on the entertainment than the pro wrestling. So he's already like, fuck that. I'm gonna show you this because this is what I want to do, not because y'all want to. Like he's doing that. He's really doing that. He showed it yesterday. He he was just punching. He was doing this and going like this. Oh, you thought I was gonna get technical with him? Like him doing that with the fans? That was genius. I like that.
it's just the comparison of the build up from last year and what we got,
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
build of this year. It's night and day. My issue isn't with John. John's doing what he's supposed to do. My issue is you gave the spot like it was supposed to be this, and then it wasn't that at all.
Yeah.
The fact that The Rock didn't even show up, the fact you weren't even advertising, like I get it. You're The Rock, you're doing a bunch of other stuff. Market it. This is supposed to be
Market it.
like big, and it wasn't treated like it was big.
Yeah.
John's doing what he's supposed to do. That's
Felt,
fine.
felt very. I sit on the board and I'm gonna come and do what the fuck I want.
I'm gonna do what I want. Yeah.
It gave us that like all right. It showed like all right. We all saw Cody was gonna get with Roman again after WrestleMania 39. We saw that coming in a miles away, but the build-up was great. It gave us like that year-long Cody's gonna go for it again, and this time he has to beat Roman. He can't just lose 2 years in a row. Now with Cena, on the other hand, it showed not just a bad like to me, I feel like it was a bad build-up in a way like okay, he won the Elimination Chamber, but what are you doing? You're doing like a passing the torch type of thing until the Rock shocked us that Cena sold his soul. Now I was like, oh, okay, that's a good twist. But I look at it in a way that, like, yes, like, all right, so yesterday you saw my Facebook post. Cena technically didn't need that title. Like that's just me. That's just my opinion. But now I gotta understand it in a different way of okay, he's a heel. So you're telling me now you're trying to do not the same mistake you did to Roman and not the same mistake you did to Cena. You're trying to make Cody be like, okay, shit is going downfall. The fuck am I gonna do now? But now this is how you like it's poetic. Now they're showing how they're gonna build Cody to that mega baby face that Austin was, Hogan was. Like they're trying to give him that light. And I think yesterday was the beginning of it. Now we're gonna see because it's true. We enjoy babyface that chased the title instead of reading it.
Is, but we got to see what they're going to do with it. That the build up again when they went overseas, I guess the tickets just sold early because they were like, "Oh, we don't got to work. We already got their bread." Because they kind of put on building. But now it starts all over again. We're starting, back from the beginning, and we're going to see where it goes. But speaking of seeing where it goes, it starts with the WRESTLEMANIA, which is already 8 o'clock. So
it's already on. I already put it. They're just showing highlights of WrestleMania, so we're not missing nothing right now.
perfect. Just trying to keep us on time. I'm a worker. I know when you give me an hour, Iron Man match, I know when those last couple seconds.
We're kicking to the next gear.
Yeah.
Well, John did beat Ric Flair. He now has the 17-time champion. He can leave with that on his accolade and be happy because he's achieved that thing now.
It's hard to argue against him being the GOAT. It's hard.
Oh, John, yeah, like
Hard.
he's done a lot.
Hard.
He's done. Like let's put it this way: of course, we grew up with the Austin era. Like Austin was always going to be our guy.
Yeah.
But John did something that Austin couldn't do because of his injury. Like like it's like you said. Hogan did it for what 10 years, but Cena did it for 20 plus years, being that the face of the company, which is unheard of. You couldn't have Jeter doing that. You couldn't have Jordan doing that. Like this guy was the main franchise. It's something that Punk said to him years ago. You're not
for a generation.
you're not the Boston Red Sox no more. You literally turn into the New York Yankees. You're gonna be hated, but you're gonna be loved because you're the number one guy. And he accepted that. So right now we can't argue about it. He's the GOAT. He's the top guy for a reason.
Yeah. And we finally getting him see him do the heel things, and he's doing all the little things. Yeah, don't taunt the crowd. First of all, do you know how hard it is when they announce your name on WrestleMania for you to not to taunt the crowd? Like on
Hmm.
instinct, Johnson. No, I'm not giving y'all nothing. I hate y'all. No, I'm not looking at because I don't care. He's doing all the little things. When he first did the turn, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not doing. He's doing all the little heel stuff. No, I'm not rushing. I'll take my time. I'm not running down. I'm not giving y'all none of that. Y'all don't get none of the glitz and glamour. I'm trying to destroy this stuff. I want you to hate it. He's doing all the little stuff, and it's money because so many people are put in that position, and you start to believe your own hype, or you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. The only thing that sucks. It's nothing against them. It's hard to take you seriously as you're, this big heel, but the commercial before you is you eating drumsticks, ice cream.
Yeah.
Like,
That kind of threw me off.
that's that, but that's false.
Well, guys, I don't know if you want to cut this short, but he's opening right now. Speaking
I'm
of,
out of here.
All right, guys, you already know. Thank you for joining me, and
I mean,
enjoy
thank you
Raw.
for having me.
May the force be with y'all. Subscribe to BMF Goddess on YouTube. Good night.
good
Good
night.
night, guys.